am firelotusthewitch, and today we're going to be going over Ancestral Grimoires. It is by Wiser Books. If you haven't already, go check them out. Um, Hands down, this is unlike any book I have ever read in my entire life. Like, when it comes to witchcraft books, there are things in here that it's completely new to me. So to start off with, for one thing, Ancestral Grimoire, and it is created by Nancy Henderson. Sorry if I said that wrong. I just got distracted by Mama Cat. Anyways, you will need a tarot deck and or an oracle deck and a blank notebook for this. And the reason why is because using their techniques, you are going to be able to basically create a custom grimoire that was made from your ancestors. So I'm going to read the back a little bit. Most of us know our immediate family and maybe even generations or two beyond, but a few of us are attuned to those who lived earlier. Strange for the culture that loves storytellings that we have forgotten how to keep our own stories alive. This is where the ancestors come in and where this book begins. As Ancestor Grimoire is a guide to reconnecting with your ancestors. It will show you how to access their unique wisdom, their magic, and create your own personal Ancestor Grimoire, a spell book or book of shadows unique to you and your heritage. Through divination, intuition, and sometimes a little luck, you will learn the magic of each ancestor and how you can use their gifts to make your life richer and more fulfilling. As you go through this book, you will save your ancestral work in a journal or loose leaf binder that will become a place to store the stories, spells, rituals, and everyday life, lore, and legends of 12 of your ancestors. At the end of the year, you will hold a personal book of shadows with every bit of ancestral knowledge within its pages unique to you. No two will ever be alike. In an age where family stories have been lost, you will have created a legacy and a life that the ancestors could only dream of. Now, interesting fact, they're also the author behind Ancestral Tarot, which is interesting because I did not even know that book was a thing, so I'm definitely eventually going to be checking it out. So if you caught that, 12 Ancestors, this is because this is a seasonal year book. What do I mean by that? For one, let's read over the actual book of contents. So you have the forwarding, the acknowledgments, the introduction before you begin, and how to use this book. That is important. You have part one, getting started. Two, meeting the ancestors. Three, seasons, months, and Sabbaths. Four, the land of tarot. And five, the tools. And then you have part two. In part two, a year of ancestors, turning the tables before you go, and closing thoughts. And then there's also there's resources, there's charts, and there's also the will of the year. And the resources blew me away because this is one of the first books that I've came across where there are up-to-date modern resources. What do I mean by that? Apps and podcasts. But y'all, when I tell y'all I read this book, technically 2 days, when my partner gets treatments, that's normally what I do. So yeah, and I did not want to put it down because the way that they use tarot, it's a way that I've never seen or heard that you would be able to use it. And you do break the decks apart, like you're not going to go through all 78 necessarily, but you use some of the cards like the major arcana or the lower suits to actually identify what ancestor is there, how to tell the story by reading the cards, and you're also using your own intuition, which this also will help strengthen your own intuition. And there is a chapter in this book that actually goes over not only your intuition, but all of the clairs, all of them. And I love it because not that many people know that there are more than one type. Most people think of just clairvoyance. There's claircognizance, which is clear knowing. So many other ones. But there also, in this book, it talks about doing a type of kind of like a divinational walk. There's a specific name to it in the book, but I don't want to give too much away. But you were basically going to go on a walk, a daily walk, and you're going to learn how to spot signs and use your intuition along the way. It is extremely easy to keep up with. It flows very, very well, and this is for any practicing witch out there, whether you're just beginning or whether you have season upon season up under your belt. You will pull something from this book. I almost guarantee it. Now, the only thing that I will say, because I'm honest about my book reviews, there's a term in here that I don't really use that much, which is chakras or chakras. Um, but I know a lot of other people do. And even the way that they use it, I've never thought of. I've never thought of a building having a chakra or land having specific chakras. There are also exercises in here, also how to use your pendulum. And one thing I love, because I'm a virtual learner, there are pictures, straight up pictures. It goes over sigils, the court cards, upright, reverse, notes. They cover all bases with this. And like I said, it's extremely easy to read, it's extremely to keep up with. And basically, like in the season aspect, there's a chapter on each month and specifically what to focus on in and during those months. Y'all, when I this book blew me away. It completely blew me away because it's new. It's something I have never came across. I've never heard it. I've never even thought about using tarot like that or using oracle decks like that. And y'all all know my favorite oracle deck that I use. So that's going to be extremely interesting using it in this book. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Flowers from the Dead Oracle, you can check their website out. You can check their Instagram out and their Etsy. And you might want to do that sooner than you think. But anyways, hands down, 10 out of 10. I will not only recommend, but I will be rereading this and hopefully starting this as an actual workbook through the beginning of the year come January. Because as y'all know, I specifically work with my ancestors. Um, Now, I do work with some gods and goddesses, but primarily I work with my ancestors. Now, there is something I did want to show y'all, too, and it's in the how to use. Before you begin, there's an actual section that you'll kind of fill out, and kind of it makes you think, like, what's the point of this journey? What are you wanting to learn? But I've also never thought about, in a way, kind of interviewing ancestors and then writing the information down to actually create your own ancestral book. And if you do it from start to finish, you will hopefully work with 12 ancestors. And if you've been following me for a while, which I hope you have, and if you're not, what are you doing? Subscribe already. Go down on my playlist, and there's a section called the Spiritual 30-Day Challenge. It is the beginning gate of how to work with your ancestors, and I've had rave reviews as people coming to me and telling me that it does work. It'll take 30 days, but once you start it, you're going to continue going off on that. And if you were to start that and start this at the exact same time, you could do an entire year, but also be able to hone that in. It also helps you and focuses. There's a chapter, a small little chapter on it, on how to start believing in your intuition. And y'all know, for anybody, especially if you have any like anxiety or anything like that, it's tricky learning to have faith and confidence in your own ability. So seriously, hands down, 10 out of 10. I would definitely recommend. Like I said, this is for a beginner. This is for a seasoned practitioner, or anywhere in between. And like I said, it does not use the tarot in the traditional aspect of that. Now, the meanings and the actual tarot cards themselves, yes, but the way you're using them to interpret the messages from your ancestors and connect with them, no. And I'm excited to see if I would be able to connect with some of the earlier ancestors that I have. So yeah, if you're interested in ancestral work or just trying to dip your toes in the water, this is an excellent book. Like 1010 again, I cannot recommend this enough. Um, Amazing book, like amazing, easy to read. Depending on how well you read, you may read it in a day. And like I said, I'm going to hopefully, depending on how next year goes, I'm going to hopefully start this off by rereading it in January and actually doing the exercises one by one. And then I'm also going to do another review on that as well. But yeah, check it out. I will have a description with this book linked below, or in the link tree. I'll have it, not in the link tree, sorry. In the description of this video, I'll have a link to it. Um, And then my link tree will be in there as well, including my email address. Why do I have my email address in my description of my YouTube video? Also, if you've made it this far, drop your favorite and or most used emoji. Drop it in the comments below. But with that email that I have, you can message me if you have a magical question and you don't know where to go. If I cannot answer it, I will try to find somebody or send you down the ladder of somebody who can. I can possibly find resources for you, like some websites, some links, maybe some books. Let me know. And I am also obviously offering custom reading, oracle readings, custom spell work. Yeah. So if you're interested in any of that, send me an email. And yeah, this will also, I believe you can find this on Amazon. If you can, this will also be in my magical wish list that I have on my link tree. It's called Magical Library, and it is all the books that I've read that I've been able to find on Amazon right there. So you'll have a little entire list of books to look over. But yeah, 100% would recommend. But anyways, I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple. But I hope y'all like this video, and if you don't, well, I'm sorry. But like, share, send it to somebody, share it into a group. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel. And if you personally would like me to read a book to do a review on it, let me know. Um, as soon as I can get my hands on it, I definitely will. Now, I have one more book, I believe, from Wiser Publishing that I will be reading and reviewing. And then I have three, I want to say three. Uh, uh, yeah, I think I have one more to do. And then I have two other books that I will also be reading that was sent from my Amazon wish list. So as soon as I get time to read those, I will definitely do it. And yeah, until then, again, short, sweet, and simple. Um, 1010 would recommend, amazing book. And yeah, like I said, if you made it to the end of this video, what do you like about Yule or any holiday that you celebrate? Let me know in the comments. And until then, I love you all. I hope you're all having an amazing December. This month is almost already gone, which means a new year will be literally around the corner. So until then, I'll see y'all later.